This video will introduce the phenomenon of the supermarket and different types of pricing strategy that we will meet in our daily lives. The Hong Kong supermarket market has few firms serving the customers. The leading supermarkets in Hong Kong are Welcome and Park and Shop. They dominate the market of supermarkets in Hong Kong. To conclude, there are a small number of independent companies competing in Hong Kong. The Hong Kong supermarkets market has imperfect information between the buyers and sellers. Buyers have less information than sellers in this market, like complete price information. Sellers own more information about the product as they are more familiar with the products. They cannot exactly know the quantities of what is being bought and sold exactly. Different buyers may have non-price competition between them. There has a higher barrier to entry and exit into the market of the supermarket. The common barriers to entry supermarkets market include several initial capitals, according to government license requirements, customers, loyalty of existing firms, etc. It is hard for a new firm to gain a significant market share. It protects the benefits of Welcome and Park and Shop. Also, it restricts competition in this market. The products that's selling in the Hong Kong supermarkets market are homogeneous, but the surveys of the firms are different. Its surveys can be heterogeneous, such as shipping service, return policy, staff surveys. Therefore, they are price searchers with the power to set up the price.
哦，这个2件才35块钱的优惠，我想买这个。
可是这个2件才300克，它要35哎。你看这个1000克才75，它好像便宜很多哎。
哦，真的耶，那我买这个吧。
From video, we could actually see how merchants price the same item differently depending on the quantities that shoppers buy. As is shown in the picture, if consumers choose to buy 2 of 150 grams of yogurt, it will cost 35 Hong Kong dollars, which works out to 0.12 Hong Kong dollars per gram. But if consumers choose to buy a box of 1,000 grams of yogurt, the price is 75 Hong Kong dollars. At this time, the unit price would be more cost-effective. In fact, such pricing model is a very typical method to achieve secondary price discrimination through the quantity discount, the block pricing, which means that the consumer pays one price for unit that's less than a certain quantity and a different price for subsequent quantities. So, how does this approach help merchants make more money? Let's still use the yogurt that shows in the video as an example. As we all know, different consumers have different preference for yogurt, and business often hope to earn more profit from consumers who love yogurt. The question is, how do business differentiate between different consumers? Then block pricing is actually a way to solve this problem. Because of the lower average price of 1,000 grams of yogurt lovers tend to buy the larger cans, while people who originally intended to buy only 150 grams of yogurt would not be affected. In this way, merchants let consumers make choices according to their personal will, which could not only help merchants to fully understand consumers' information, but also to some extent reduces the welfare loss caused by the uniform price.
哇，这个酒好贵啊，要将近800块钱。
哎，听说这个超市有会员价，你只要买满2000就能享受8折的优惠。
是吗？可是我感觉我很少会来这个超市逛街，而且也买不了什么东西。可能这个会员对我来说没什么吸引力。
This video clip shows a phenomenon that is very common in daily life. For nowadays, Basically, if we randomly walk into a store or market and ask the clerk whether they have a membership program, the answer will always be yes. For example, when a customer spends 35,000 Hong Kong dollars of annual accumulated net spending at physical stores and e-stores such as Park & Shop, Watsons, and Fortress, they can join the money-back VIP membership for free. If the customers are existing VIP members, the membership will be automatically renewed for the next year if the customer spends the specific amount. So, it is actually the lump sum charged by the shop, and it's also the customer's annual fee for admission to the point of sales. As a matter of fact, the reason behind the setting of membership program is that the business is trying to use this way to charge consumers a lump sum access fee so that to realize the two-part pricing, which belongs to the second price discrimination. By charging the one-time lump sum payment, the shop does its best to get all the buyer surplus. The member privileges are an incentive that lets the potential customers join its money-back VIP membership program. It creates discounts for the sector of shopping, fun, travel, dining as the member privilege. The shop also charges a lower price per unit than the regular price to sell the product as much as possible so that it can sell more quantities to increase its sales. Thus, although it contains a bit of administration cost, this pricing arrangement actually helps the shop extract all or get more buyer surplus as much as possible. On the other hand, the market would also set different admission to the point of sale for screening different types of members in order to provide corresponding member privileges. For example, the free membership and VIP money-back membership. Therefore, it gives varying degrees of incentive for members to boost sales and maximize profit.
我今天想买点方便面吃，我们可以一起拼吗？我发现它10包好像便宜一点。
哦，但是你应该是想买这个吧？可是我想买的口味不是这个，它会不会就没有折扣了？
如果都是这个牌子的话，不同口味买10包都是一样的价格。
哦，是吗？为什么呀？
In this video, it involves the economy concept, economy of scope. The producer can reduce the cost in the long run, so the company can provide the discount on the same type of the product. The economy of scope means that the production of one good decreases the cost of producing and other related goods. Economy of scope happens when a company can produce a great range of goods or services at a lower cost if it produces large types of each goods individually. Due to the production of complementary goods and services, a company's long-run arranged cost and marginal cost will be dropped. Economy of scope are economic considerations that making manufacturing many items at the same time more cost-effective than manufacturing them individually. For example of chain, situation A is chain A for people in chain B for freight. Situation B is transporting both passenger and freight at the same time. Situation B is more cost-effective. It may also have a cheaper ticket or face expense for the change passengers. Economy of scope can happen because the products are co-produced by the same process. The production processes are complementary, or the input to production are shared by the product. On the other word, a range cost of production due to fall over time as there is productivity gain from experience. For example, the same type of the product will use the same utility, material and machine so it can reduce the cost in the long time. Therefore, the producer can have the discount in the same type of the product.
In the example of indirect segment discrimination, Kensop knows the elasticity of varying buyers is different. It cannot directly separate the two customer groups. It also cannot prevent the resale of the products. Kensop sells two versions of cognac. One of the major essential factors is the interest level of cognac. Buyer group that has a lower interest level, they are more price sensitive than the high interest levels buyer group. If the customers had a lower interest level, he will choose the normal version, VSOP. If the customers has a higher interest level, he will choose the high level version, XO. Therefore, it engages buyers to have self-selection, and the buyers cannot avoid the variable. According to the correlation between observable choice and consumer characteristics, it aims to earn different incremental margins from each customer segment. This pricing arrangement helps the shop to extract all or get more buyer service as much as possible.